Guys, good morning. Good to see everybody. It's time to start learning new material. I hope everybody's really doing well. I miss everybody, and we're going to start right where we left off. So, we were in the end of chapter 8. We left off with volume. Uh, I know at the end of the chapter, don't stress about any tests or quizzes or anything of the sort. Just be open minded, be proactive, and keep learning. Uh, That's it. Keep getting better, keep learning new things. So, we're going to get right into it today. 8.4 Finding Volume. Before we start, please have a notebook, your pencil, pen, whatever you need. You're going to take some notes, you're going to do some work, and we're going to keep getting better, like I said. Today's objective is finding the volume of a prism using a formula. Your vocabulary word is volume. Now, what is volume? Volume is the amount of space inside of a 3D figure, inside of a prism. How much water goes in a swimming pool? How much soil do I need to fill this pot? We just talked about surface area. Here's the front, it has the back, it has two sides, it has a bottom. How much soil do I need to fill it? What's the volume? So, there's a formula for volume. You guys have learned it. You've used it in elementary school. It's just raised up a little notch harder. For example, you may be missing a fractional edge, or you may have all fractional edges. So, the volume of a rectangular prism is the product of the area of the base and the height of the prism. Our formula that we will use is volume V is equal to L length, W width, H height. Remember, we don't need multiplication signs or look like crazy all letters. Length, width, height. Length times width times height. So maybe take a minute, pause this video, make sure your paper is titled, and you have these little start notes going on. We're going to start getting into some examples right now. Example 1, you guys. Yes, you should pause this and draw these rectangular prisms. Here's actually a cube. This is the length, the width, and the height. First step is write down your formula, you guys. Length, width, height. There's no doing this in your head. And then all we're going to do is substitute our length in, substitute our width in, substitute our height in, and we're going to use our fraction multiplication skills. We're going to look to cross cancel. We're going to simplify. Length times width times height, and we get 35 over 128. The volume is 35 over 128 cubic meters. Why is it cubic meters to the third power? Because we're multiplying a length, a width, and a height. 3 dimensions, you guys. Example 1b. This is actually a cube. 3 halves by 3 halves by 3 halves. 3 halves is an improper fraction. It's greater than 1. It's really 1 1/2. 1 1/2 times 1 1/2 times 1 1/2. Or 1 1/2 cubed. 3 halves to the third power. Write down your formula. Length times width times height. Substitute your length in, substitute your width in, substitute your height in, and we should get 27 over 8. Once again, this is an improper fraction. We want them as mixed numbers, so 8 goes into 27 3 times. We're at 24, and we have 3 more left over out of 8. So the volume is 3 3/8 cubic inches. Now, you guys are going to practice this. You have 2 on your own. Please pause this video now that you see the problems and go ahead and solve them. Write down your formula, length times width times height, and substitute everything in. Remember, look to cross cancel. Look to get your mixed numbers mad. Remember, you cannot multiply fractions if they are mixed numbers. And when you're done, hit play, and your answers will be up here. Number 1 should have been 2/3 feet to the third power cubed. Number 2 should have been 27 over 64 yards to the third power, or cubed. Don't stress about, oh man, it's raised to an exponent. That's just how you label things. It's a rule. I told you earlier it's because there's 3 dimensions, a length, a width, and a height. Cubed. So, let's practice this with some word problems now. 1 cubic foot of dirt weighs about 70 pounds. How many pounds of dirt can the dump truck haul when it's full? You know, I'm helping my friend take down his house right now. He's totally stripping it, and we had to order a dumpster yesterday. How do we know what size dumpster we needed? We needed to know what the volume was. We needed the biggest one possible. So, sorry, back to this problem. We know that 1 cubic foot of dirt weighs 70 pounds. What we're trying to find out is how many pounds of dirt can this dump truck haul. So if 1 cubic foot is 70 pounds, we need to figure out how many cubic feet can this hold. Basically, what is the volume? So we're going to write down our formula. Length times width times height. We're going to substitute our length, our width, and our height in. 17 times 8 times 4 3/4. Remember, guys, with multiplication, order doesn't matter. It's commutative. So length, width, height, height, width, length, you're going to get the same product. We need to get this mixed number mad, or possibly write it as 4.75, whatever you want to do. And the volume is 646. But, guys, if it can haul 646 cubic feet of dirt when it's full, to find the weight of the dirt, we're going to multiply it by 70. If 1 cubic foot can hold 70 pounds, and we have 646 cubic feet, we can hold a whole lot of dirt, because this times 70 is going to be a big haul that it can hold. So 646 times 70 is a total of 45,220 pounds when it is totally full. So that was a 2-step problem, guys. We had to first understand what it was asking us. We needed to first find the volume and then say, all right, well, if 1 cubic foot holds 70 pounds and we have 646 feet, then we need to multiply 70 times 646 to get our final answer. I have one more example for you guys, and it has to do with algebra, unknowns. Once again, before I move on to example 3, if you need to pause this video and finish the notes from the word problem, just pause it. You can always hit play and come right back where we left off. So, example 3. Write and solve an equation to find the height of the computer tower. Here's the computer tower. What's the missing height? Notice they have h there for our unknown. We know the length is 7 inches, we know the width is 16 inches, and we're missing our height. But they told us what our volume was. So we're going to actually try to write an equation related back to what we've done in the past. Come on. All right. Volume is equal to length times width times height. What we're going to do is substitute everything we know in. We know our volume is 1,792. We know our length is 16. We know our width is 7. And what we don't know is our height. So now we're going to apply all our properties of multiplication and addition that we've learned and simplify this. We know we can do 16 times 7 to get 112. So basically, we need to ask ourselves 112 times what missing height will equal the volume that they told us, 1,792. Now, these are connected with multiplication. How do you want to do multiply? We're going to divide by 112. It'll cancel out over here. 1,792 divided by 112 is 16, which equals h. Remember, h is our missing height. Now, some of you in your head may kind of guess and check and say 16 times 7 is 112, and 112 times what is 1,792? Maybe you tried 10 and saw it'd be 1,120. You just added a zero. So there's a bunch of different strategies, but remember, this year we learned how to solve for unknowns. You do the opposite operation. So we do have an exit ticket. Sketch a rectangular prism. Label the dimensions: 3 feet 3/4 of a foot, by 2 feet by 3/2 of a foot. Find the volume of the prism. Once again, pause this video, you guys. When you're done, hit play. Your answer will be up here. 3/4 by 2 feet by 3/2 feet. Substitute it all in. 3/4 times 2 times 3/2 should be 2 1/4 feet cubed. Your assignment will be posted. Plus, guys, I'll have other videos in case you need some more help. You'll have your check answers. Your calculator will be up there. Use all the skills that you know. That's it for 8.4, finding volume. Please write on Google Classroom if you need any help, and work together. FaceTime each other when you're working on this. Get on Zoom. Do what you need to do to keep learning.